Hello everyone, my name is Deadly Horror 101, and we are playing What Remains of Edith Finch. It's a game about this girl.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
It's so beautiful, so amazing. It's just nice.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Sorry, I'm pulling up the chat. This is an indie game.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Huh. Oh dear. Hello guys, this is going live for people that is watching.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
I'm good, how are you, cool cat?
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it. As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Can't open the garage door like that? That's how mine opens.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
I've crawled through a few doggy doors.
The power had been turned off the night we left. For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
Quick thing, this is my favorite type of games. Like, you just walk around and the story behind it.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
God dang, that's a lot of salmon.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, biased when the key didn't fit. Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Wow. So pretty.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Wow.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes. Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
I hope everybody's enjoying the game, because this is one of my favorite games. Just for you all to know.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
Can you all hear me okay? I'm just wondering.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of. My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
It's a very unique game, and the ending,
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara. Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left. Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Barbara.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Uncle Walter. I know a guy named Walter. Oh, it's a caboose. I never even saw that till now.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him. Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
I would love to have a house just
now it was
like
time
that.
to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
That is so cool. Wow.
Reading
So
this,
stunning.
maybe it sounds like I had a plan.
It's
From the
just so
paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
It's so stunning to see this. Hello, Lizzie. I'm sorry I'm not talking much. This game has a lot of audio and stuff.
But I had no idea what was behind that door.
I hope you all understand that there's a lot of audio, and I want you all to hear everything that she's
Just like
saying.
I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
And I also want you all to get the feel of the story, because this has a very good story.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
It's such a good game, Lily. Such a good game. That mask, though, it's pretty. Oh, I have a body. Please forgot about that.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it. Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
Fine.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back. I kept eating and eating.
The level of detail in this game is just amazing.
I ate a lot of things that night. Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
Okay, how do I control this thing? Oh, it's linear. Okay.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Timings of this is awful. It's hard as a thing. Okay, I would love to be a cat. It would be so cool. I mean, it would just be so much fun.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits.
Wabbits. I'm hunting wabbits. The level of detail, though, in this game is just amazing. Rabbits! Give me a rabbit. Yeah, I got it.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
And better. It is, Lily. I have to agree with you 100%. It's such an awesome story.
A mama rabbit.
On turn. We eat you. I lost her. I've seen YouTubers do this part with such ease.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
I'm a shark in the air. Okay. Woohoo, I'm a shark.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Did it taste really good, or you just imagine things in
I grabbed on tight, but I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water.
Nom nom nom.
When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
I think she's an octopus.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
This camera is awesome.
I was big, and I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't. After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, we smelt something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Ew, you're probably smelling the sewage.
I got closer and closer.
No.
All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have. I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here, before my mom sealed the doors. This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
So
Edie knit
pretty.
me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Wow.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
I can see that. Shark.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
It sounds like something I would do.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Oh my God. Isn't it stupid to have carpet in your bathroom? Like, what if you got piss on it? Like, think about it. Oh, also, hello Toxic Rose, hello Sidewolf. This is so...
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom.
Yeah, I think she went a little too overboard, and besides, if I was actually living in this home and this was carpet, first time I'd get out of the shower, this carpet would be soaked. I am horrible at keeping dry.
It was a pretty big trace.
There's a secret in the bathroom. I like that.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Would anyone build a house like this for me, please? This is a red room.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Black room, red room. Someone had a lot of drinking wine. What do you do in a ballroom?
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
Just jump on the bed like that? Oh my God. This is so cool.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Oh, that's cool.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
Mushrooms are pretty good.
At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly. But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
I
told him going around was impossible.
I would be shitting my pants right now.
Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Alvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
God dang it, my phone's done. Give me a second to get this set up. So I can get my chat set back up here. In the meantime, let's keep playing. But this is so cool, what this game is. And it's just so story rich.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Fort Sam, Fort Calvin.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Whoever built this house was a severely great architect.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Yee! This is Barbara.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
So was she actually in movies? Records, a typewriter, an old cake. Happy birthday, Barbara.